What's going on, guys? The redraft fantasy football season is right around the corner. And of course, fantasy drafts are starting to flood into your calendars and schedules. So I've got one player that I am avoiding in the first round of your fantasy football drafts. Before we jump in, I want to remind you to head over to 4for4.com, get a 4for4 subscription. We have so many tools, rankings, and things for you to help not only in fantasy football and DFS, just help you dominate your fantasy leagues and daily fantasy leagues. So use the promo code YouTube, in all caps, YouTube, to get 25% off your 4for4 subscription. The player I am avoiding in the first round of fantasy football drafts this season is, I'm afraid to say it because so many people are going to give me hate for it, but I got to say it, Austin Ekeler.
What did you say?
Austin Ekeler is in many places going as a top 3, top 5 pick in fantasy football drafts. But even though he is a phenomenal player, there are reasons for concern for Austin Ekeler in 2023. He's going into his age 28-29 season, and I know, like he's done this. Derrick Henry's starting to do this where they're becoming outliers at their age, at their position. But he's had over 300 opportunities each of the last 2 seasons. That means that his age actually is starting to matter, even for a guy who isn't used as your bulldozer style running back. Those opportunities start to catch up to him, and I think this season we might see a drop in some opportunities overall, and we could see some less efficiency from an aging running back. Now, let's look at this offense. They added Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator, which is awesome for the overall Chargers offense. It's awesome for Justin Herbert. It's awesome for rookies like Quentin Johnston. It's awesome for Keenan Allen. It's Mike Williams. Let's look at what Kellen Moore did with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this is just taking, Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. But if you look at that, what they did, they had 78 targets last season combined. Ekeler has 3 seasons where he had less than 95 targets in his career. Those 3 seasons, he finished as RB26, RB25, and RB45. Now, one of those seasons, he only played 10 games. Surprisingly, it was actually the RB26 season. And then his RB45 season, of course, it was his rookie season. And that comes with its own challenges. But it's important to note that if he's gotten less than 95 targets, he's never been an RB2 or higher. He's only been an RB3. Kellen Moore likes to get the ball downfield. Herbert last season was 31st in air yards per attempt with their OC Joe Lombardi. Dak last season with Kellen Moore ranked 11th in air yards per target. Justin Herbert is a better passer than Dak Prescott. Kellen Moore is going to want to capitalize on this. We're already talking about all of these wide receivers. Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston being moved around the formation a lot. Even Keenan Allen, who is notoriously known as the elite slot wide receiver, is talking about being used in different ways, out wide, out of the slot, because Kellen Moore's offense really highlights and focuses attacking down the field. They have a high pace of play, and they don't dink and dunk as much as a Joe Lombardi offense. Sure, Austin Ekeler might dominate a lot of the short routes, the closer to the line of scrimmage type routes, but I don't know if that opportunity will be what it used to be over the last couple seasons with the Joe Lombardi Chargers offense. Ultimately, am I saying Austin Ekeler is going to be a bust? No, I think he's probably going to compete to be a top 10, top 8, maybe running back. But if you're drafting him in the top 5 of your first round, or if you're drafting him in the first round, you're expecting him to be a top 5 running back, especially because we know how many wide receivers are going in the first round. I like the player. I like the talent. Ultimately, he is a low-end RB1 for me in 2023, and I am absolutely not drafting Austin Ekeler in the first round in this year's fantasy football drafts. Don't forget to use the promo code YouTube when you go to 4for4.com and get 25% off a 4for4 subscription, whatever package you want, 25%. Save your money, win your leagues. Don't forget to be kind, do good, and we'll see you next time. Peace.